We're live. Good
And
morning,
we're live.
everyone. It's almost 6 o'clock. A few seconds
I
left.
got I got trigger happy.
Uh,
4 o'clock. Four
uh,
o'clock here in Colorado Springs.
5th
Wow.
of November, 2025. So, where are you, Scott, today?
I'm in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm in Florida as well, and Alia, it's
I'll be in Chicago soon
down
enough.
south.
I'm south.
You're leaving today on
Yeah, leaving
your
today.
first leg of the trip, right?
Yep. Yep.
All right. So put a hashtag KMT with your questions for what are we giving away today?
Oh, we're giving
Oh,
away.
This is going to be a good prize, guys.
Yeah, what
yeah.
are we giving away today?
My
Meatstock convention tickets.
Stock convention tickets, 2 free tickets,
So hashtag
Does one
valued at
person
KMT.
get two or
valued
two
at
people get one? One person
this
gets
is
two or
this is valued at $600. By the way,
oh wow, this is our best
Are we
giveaway yet.
giving 2 tickets to one person or are we giving 1 ticket to 2 people?
I think we should give 2 tickets to one person.
Okay.
All right. So they
Nice.
can
Have fun.
take someone with them. All
Yeah,
righty.
we're
Okay,
get the hashtag KMT in there.
I'm going to block in here. I'm going to start this interview off by saying that I've come here to make a big announcement, not to talk about meat stock,
Oh.
but I have a very big announcement. Do we have enough people on yet? Is there enough people to matter to
Uh,
make an announcement?
52 people
in about
for sure
5 to 10
matter.
minutes, there will be probably twice as many as right now.
Yeah.
5 to 10 minutes. Okay, well, I'll start off with a big announcement here. Dr. Kiltz has encouraged me to quit the carnivore diet. I've officially quit the carnivore diet, and I'm going on the sugar diet. This is my kids' Halloween candy right here.
Oh my gosh.
This is enough candy to last me at least a couple months. I'm making myself good fertilizer because honestly, I've noticed that parasites and all this protozoan bad bacteria, they feed off of sugar. And another thing too is that I don't drink anymore, and I learned that that your gut ferments sugar into alcohol. So
You
basically,
don't need a drink.
I'm going to be living high 24/7, eating candy and basically drunk off my ass. And look at all this delicious candy. Look at this. I get to eat this for the next
Oh my
few months.
gosh.
That's all I'm going to eat. It's great. Thank you,
Well,
Doctor.
it's the new Zane Griggs sugar diet, the new carbohydrate diet that our animal friend has recommended for we should all eat a high carbohydrate diet, which is a high plant diet, which is basically the standard diet of the world. And by the way, I've not left the carnivore world, and I still have some fries from time to time, a martini from time to time with sips of mostly olive juice anyway, and occasionally Kiltz's ice cream, but mostly
Which is
it's
what you've always done, though, right?
that's like I haven't changed. Uh, uh, Added some salmon, but last night I had filet. Actually, I was out with Dave Feldman at Outback Steakhouse in Henderson, Vegas area yesterday. I did a podcast with him, really amazing. We did dueling podcasts. He interviewed me, I interviewed him, and he took me out. We had a filet with lots of butter. Mine was blue but not black, and we had a good time. And then I went to the Mackenzie's Chop House here in Colorado Springs. That was lunch with Dave and dinner here with Justine and Dustin, and Chris Newcomer, celebrating Dustin's 29th birthday, I think it was, again. And I had filet and lobster tail and oysters.
Awesome. Yeah. I had a really delicious filet last night with butter, and yeah, I'm feeling it, but I don't know. I'm getting convinced to go on this sugar diet. I'm a few months late to the game here, but It is what it is. But no, it's just funny. Like, I don't know. I've been off YouTube a little bit. I haven't really been following YouTube so much. And yesterday I'm like, I'm going to go back on, see what's going on these days. And like, it's pretty much every video that's out there is everybody's quitting the carnivore diet. And I'm like trying to search, like, who's quitting the carnivore diet? I'm like, Dr. Kilston quit. And then, it's basically like two people. You got Zane Greggs, who was never a carnivore in the first place. I talked to him like a year ago when he was making animal. He's like, yeah, I eat like 200 grams of carbs a day. I'm like, when was he ever carnivore? He was never carnivore, maybe for like a day. And I guess Lisa Wiedemann a little bit, but she's still mostly animal based.
Well, and again, if you read Schlank's book, Eat Meat 3 Times a Day, it's really great. I mean, eat meat, more meat, healthy, fatty meat. I believe is healthiest for us, and rare to raw, I think is the best. And that's a hard one to convince so many of us in the carnivore space. Raw, what?
Can I say one thing though? So I actually watched another video that Shafee did, and I thought it was brilliant, honestly. So one thing I've noticed about the carnivore diet is I've been really strict again for the last 3 months. It'll be actually my anniversary, 3-month anniversary in about 7 days in a week. And Shafee pointed out something that if eating carbs was a good idea, why does it rot your teeth?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any other animal out there where they're on a proper diet that's rotting their teeth? Yeah. Right? I'll tell you, having that 5% carbs in my diet was keeping my gingivitis going. I don't know what shifted. I don't get, like, when I floss or whatever, I don't get bleeding gums anymore. I don't get like teeth irritation. Like, that's pretty much completely gone now after just being carnivore for a few months. And I've heard so many other people talk about that. So I thought that was like a brilliant point. I'm like, man, if there's ever such a great point to point out like why carnivore is actually a proper human diet, it doesn't rot your teeth.
Well, I guess the question this is historically human beings are omnivores. That's the majority of our evolution probably is we ate plants and we ate animals. But we also probably ate a tremendous amount more fatty raw meat or rare raw meat rather than overcooked meat. Yeah. And that's probably our evolution. And you're right. So getting rid of the number one addicted drug is sugar, cane sugar, beet sugar, corn syrup, sugar, which is tremendously processed and added to teas, coffees, and so much more. And then I guess the question is, like, is soy sauce good for us?
Soy sauce?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No. Yeah.
It's a fermented product. I thought fermented products are good for us. Because aren't they really just still fibrous plants that have been fermented, which makes alcohol, and still, they don't completely break down the product to, otherwise that would be called compost heap. You'd be eating the purely degraded down. But I don't know, something about our fermented.
Yeah, people talk about that, about fermented. I'm kind of torn. Like, I'm not quite sure. I don't know. Like, people say, oh, you need to build up the microbiome again and all that kind of stuff, and like, take fermented products to bacteria outcompete the bad bacteria and blah blah blah. I don't know what to think about all that stuff.
Well, the microbes that are in your gut, they're everywhere, right?
Yeah,
they are everywhere. So what makes them good or bad?
Yeah, that's it. I had a GI map done. I'm filled with supposedly tons of like overgrowth. I have C. diff. I have millions of overgrowths of different types of bacteria. I don't know what to think. Mind you, I do feel naturally drunk most of the time. I do feel like I have tons of health issues, you know. So I don't know.
Well, the microbes, once they get a hold in your tissue, they're very difficult to get rid of. And they get into many other nooks and crannies. And just, I mean, look at the lichen that colonize rocks and break them down, or on trees, and the mold, yeast, bacteria, viruses, and all the other microbes, and the tardigrades.
Mhm.
I mean, are there tardigrades in our body, and all the mites and other small microbes that we're missing that
Well,
ultimately also are antigenic? They can cause inflammation and damage and disease.
yeah. I mean, that's kind of another knock on carbs, right? It's like all these sort of I guess potentially pathogenic strains that tend to be opportunistic. They all feed off of carbs and glucose, like all of them. And I
Well,
think that's why the carnivore diet is so effective, because it starves them out. So another knock: why would you be eating carbs if they feed all these pathogenic strains of opportunistic organisms that are going to potentially kill you and make you inflamed? Anyway, yeah, it's very interesting.
I'm questioning when we use the word carbohydrate versus plants and animals.
Plants, right? Well,
I,
I kind
I
of
mean,
throw them in the same category.
I mean, if I just eat filet or chicken breast, that's my only food. Is that healthy for me? No
No,
butter, no fat.
no, you wouldn't be able to live very long like that. Um, no.
I think it's lean meat. We call that protein poisoning, which it's a low fat diet. Maybe just a low fat diet is our really biggest problem. If we can, add more fat, eat I'm going to just use the word less sugar, and use more fatty meat, some fruits, some vegetables in small amounts, and eat less frequently. Is that harmful for us?
Probably a good idea.
Well, when we look at, I mean, what study, Dr. Nelson, have we randomized and proven is the best and healthiest diet that you and I and anyone else will live longer than anyone, or healthier?
None.
It's like Barkay says, like there isn't a single nutrition study that could prove any sort of causality, and there's not a single one. There's not one, because you can't do experiments on humans. You can't lock them in a lab and say, okay, well, you have to eat this. You can't, he says you have to get, identical twins, lock them in a lab for 30 years and control everything. That's really the only way you can do a proper nutrition study, because you can't do experiments on humans. So we'll never have a proper nutrition study ever.
Or adequate.
Adequate. Yeah. I mean, it's all epidemiology. It doesn't really mean much. I would love to see like a real study done on the carnivore diet, because I think that's about as controlled of a diet you can, but you're missing a lot of other variables in there and confounders that could affect that, which, you could bring up a few. Obviously, I think personally, the biggest or the worst thing for people is stress. I'd say stress is number one, then diet.
Well, stress. Only people have no stress are dead.
Sure. What I mean is like the chronic modern type stress. I can tell you that's what I think gets, I'd say stress, but what is leading into the stress? I think like lack of community and lack of purpose. You have those things, that is a recipe for disaster. That is a recipe for sickness. And uh, I think I really attribute that to the reason why I got sick in the first place. So lack of
Life
community.
stressors. Well, I'm trying to go back 50,000 years ago, when you had to hunt and gather and shelter and make tools, and
Yeah.
you had to fend off your neighboring tribe that wants your your food and children and shelters and more, or they want to come and share a religious belief system, or they want to harvest the gold, or other gifts of nature, and so I think it's our nature. I always say, without stress, there is no true life. Your hardship builds a strong ship.
Oh
And,
yeah,
but,
look,
but I think the one thing you said that's really important is community, and
yeah.
and maybe you could comment about the meat stock and Scott Everson community that you've worked to build and bring people together, and how that's helped your life and how you've seen other lives be improved. I mean, we have something to do here.
Yeah, well, stress goes two ways, right? Because, out of your struggles comes the best of things, I think. And I mean, I wouldn't be here right now talking to you guys if I didn't go through an absolute shitstorm of problems in my life. I've had just, 9 years of straight up torture, but in some weird way, I'm thankful for it because it's brought me so much in my life, including knowing a lot of you guys, community, purpose, work that I love. My sort of my career and my ambitions are born of my struggles. So meat stock is one of them, and yeah, a few other things going on. But meat stock is kind of, this is like, I've been going to a lot of conventions. I kind of joke I see Dr. Kiltz more than I saw my ex-wife. And I've been going to a lot of conventions over the last few years, and Dr. Kiltz is at all of them. And I see Dr. Nelson at quite a few as well. And I kind of noticed there isn't really a big like carnivore convention. There's like, I'm going to throw some shade out here. There are some biohacking conventions that are kind of trying to pass themselves off as carnivore now because it's kind of trending. But there's no like big carnivore convention, And so I wanted to get like all the kings of carnivore and a mix of like other people in one spot every year. And that's in Tennessee, and in a beautiful location, trying to make it, have a convention. It's like a little bit less corporate type feeling. And it's just a kind of a fun Americana type event where we all get together, we listen to music, we listen to all these great presentations from all these amazing speakers, and we all hang out as a big family. We eat meat, we do whatever. So I love it. I personally, I love going to these things, especially my own. I'm a little bit biased, obviously, but it is, it's a lot of work. It's very stressful to put on, but I just really look forward to seeing everybody every year. So
We had a lot of fun
that's
this
all
past
about.
May in the Smoky Mountains in Gatlinburg. But can I have a request for next year?
Sure.
Can you not invite the bears?
Not invite the bears. Yeah. Well, Dr. Kiltz was pretty good at chasing them off. So he's the bear whisperer.
Well, they're we're being invited into their homes, and they're like, "What are you guys doing here? You bring all this great food." Oh, and by the way, I did have 2 meals yesterday, but it really wasn't. I had a 9-ounce fillet, and then I had a 12-ounce fillet. I actually didn't eat the whole thing, almost the whole thing, and yeah, but I didn't eat. Sunday, 11 o'clock was my meal. I didn't eat until yesterday with Dave Feldman with a fillet and a little butter. And
I had an epic fillet last night. Dr. Kiltz, I have to take you to this restaurant here by an epic fillet, and I'm not eating again till tomorrow afternoon. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, tell us about your fasting experience, and how that's affected you.
Yeah, fasting has been big for me. I think like a lot of my problems are inflammation, gastritis, low stomach acid. Yet, there's so much I've learned, and I have so much left to learn going through all this. But I really think stress all that chronic stress, high grade stress constantly, not good stress, really bad stress for many years, led me to have gastritis. And when you get gastritis, you get low stomach acid, and then all these overgrowths start to kick in, and you get SIBO and leaky gut and blah, 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 blah. And it's been a nonstop battle since then. And then throwing the psychotropic drugs that the doctors threw at me, benzodiazepines, that destroyed my nervous system, and so on and so forth. So, yes, I also love my dry humor. I don't think a lot of people understand my humor most of the time, but anyway.
Your kids love Scott's humor, and he's the best father that I've ever seen, by the way. And is the greatest kids and just most loving, kind person. And that has really brought a community together. Selfless, meaning he cares so much about others. And I'm grateful for my problems that brought me to this community.
Yeah, I really appreciate you saying that. You know, like my kids mean more to me than anything. It's like I want to get better for my kids. You know, I still have like really significant health issues, and it's like I just want to get better for them and just teach them what I know and help them. You know, and it kind of sucks because I've never had a time in their lives where I haven't been pretty damn sick, to be honest with you, and I feel like I can't enjoy it as much as I would have. So I'm not saying like woe is me, because I do have gratitude for everything that my struggles have brought me, but yeah, it's been hard parenting, living through this. I have this like little rock. Actually, I found this random rock yesterday.
Oh,
You guys
yeah.
see that? Endure.
We love rocks.
Yeah. endure. That's my motto, endure. But what were we talking about? Meat stock, right? Hey, Aaliyah, okay, I'm going to pump up meat stock one more time, but then we're going to
Go
get
right
into
ahead.
fasting. I want to get into fasting with you, Dr. Kiltz, because this is important.
Yeah, we got a lot of
what is
questions
the
about
next
meat stock.
Yeah, you go to meatstockconvention.com and check it out. If we could scroll through, you could see Dr. Kiltz up on there. Dr. Nelson, I hope, is coming.
He
I
is.
am.
And yeah, I think we have a pretty good speaker list for next year. I've completely exhausted all resources to try and get as many carnivores as humanly possible, and all the big names that we got.
I think you have too many.
I have too many, right? But I have some that, like, I talked to like Michaela Peterson, and Michaela Peterson doesn't really do events, and she's like, you know what? I'll come to your event. Like, this is the only one. This is really the only thing I'm doing in the next while. So Michaela Peterson, we got obviously Dr. Kiltz, Ken Berry, Anthony Shafee, Sean Baker, who else? Tons of people. You could go through Bella and Kelly Hogan and Ben Bickman and
awesome.
yeah, you could pull it up. If you go to the homepage, you could see all the speakers on there.
And the beauty, it's a cozy event where you get a beautiful chance to connect with so many people, and we're all just regular human beings living a human being journey, and we're sharing and listening and learning from each other. That's the beauty of it.
Leah, can you go to the homepage? Or Dr. Nelson? Yeah, go to the homepage and scroll down a little bit. So there you can see, if you guys want to check out all the speakers, keep scrolling down. There you go.
Crazy.
There you got all the speakers, right? You got Callie Means, you got Nina Teitschultz, Eric Berg, Sten Ekberg.
You've got everyone
there. She's always a crowd
Nick
pleaser.
Norwitz, Robert Siwas.
Can I just say something real quick? Dr. Boz was yesterday recording on Diary of a CEO, and I just think that's awesome.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, he's big.
Yeah,
we got some cool farmers coming. We got Will Harris and Joel Salton. We got Rena coming all the way from Dubai.
Amazing.
Of course, we got the Healing Humanity boys and got some fun people. We got Dave Mack.
Anita Breeze is amazing.
We love Anita.
Love Anita.
Oh, I love her too. Yeah. So we got Carnivore JT was the most recent one to come on. So yeah, we got everybody. I think we got almost everybody coming to this thing.
Where's my picture? I'm just joking.
Yeah.
You have Joe and Ray still have coming, huh?
I love Rachel. They're great. Yeah. So anyway, we got a really good crew coming, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's a very different type of convention, and I got some really cool acts coming up. I actually have an act coming in from Poland. They're swing dancers, and they're like a lot of fun. I saw these guys online, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to get these guys at Meat Stock. I'm not into swing dancing, but these guys are fun. So, it's kind of a shame though. Like I found it at my last event, like I was a little disappointed. I mean, you get these acts that come in from around the world, and as soon as like Dr. Kiltz is off stage, everybody kind of screws off. I'm like, no, you have these guys that flew in from across the world. They're brilliant. You need to stay for the musical acts and check out the fun things. So this isn't such a stuffy, like corporate type event where, everyone has their notepads out and their laptops. And, I don't really want that kind of event. I want like a fun community. We all sing together. We all eat meat together. We all have fun together. I mean, this is like a family event,
We just want to hang out with you.
We just want to hang out. I'll be perfectly honest. I listen to Dr. Kiltz every day. I don't need to listen to him speak on stage. I still do. Don't get me wrong. But I just want to hang out with him. I want to hug him. I want to eat a tomahawk with Dr. Nelson and bitch about, my stressors with Aaliyah.
Love it. I have to say, yes, let's talk about this. All the dinners that are being hosted during Hack Your Health. So let's talk about the Kill My Tribe one first. So that's on Friday night on 11/14. So the 14th of November, 7:30 p.m., Terra Gaucha. It's 15 minutes away from Hack Your Health Tampa Convention Center. I was doing this thing called RSVP. And then I found out that we can't do that because we're reserving a room. And that means that one person at each table would have to be responsible for paying for the whole table. They didn't want to do like 100 different checks. So I started selling tickets yesterday. We've got about 40 people coming now that have paid to come to dinner. Please sign up to come. I put the link there.
So you could send a message to all those RSVPs and have them pay us.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. I'm working on that. I think most of them already paid. Plus other people, like I see Eric is in the chat. He paid to go. My sister's going to be coming to dinner with us. I'm really excited about that. But I want to say Jenny Middich is also coming to dinner with us. Potentially Bella and Max are coming to dinner with us. And Dr. Filavadia is not going to dinner with us, but he's going to be at the same restaurant with his staff eating dinner. So maybe we can go over and say hi to him.
With his what?
With his staff.
With his staff.
His staff.
Why don't they all join us?
I'll just tell him, come and join us. Like
we just all do one large room. It's
yeah.
We're all part of the same tribe.
We're all part of the same tribe. I'll tell him you're invited to bring your staff into the same room with us.
Yeah, we're all at the same restaurant, same room. Yeah, that's good. Love it.
Exactly. So it's $75 for a ticket, and I put the link in the chat. And then aren't you doing an event the second night of Hack Your Health on Saturday night?
Yeah, we got two, and you guys are all coming. So we have our Healing Humanity dinner on which is our fundraiser on the 15th at a really ballin' place. It's actually, I'm hosting a retreat nearby. So we're probably going to have about 100 people there. But the cool thing is, like, we're going to have like all the speakers there pretty much from Hack Your Health. Like, awesome. Everyone, like, I don't know. Can you pull that up too? I hate to be annoying, but if you type in like on Google, Hack Your Health, Healing Humanity dinner or something like that, you should see the event pop up. And we got like at least 20 speakers coming from the event. So we got everybody coming this thing. And, we're raising money for Healing Humanity. These, sorry, I got my vagus nerve stimulator on if you guys are wondering what that is. Yeah, it's, it's a very expensive film, right? And they're trying to get this out there. So we need to raise as much money as possible for them. And then the next night, we have the carnivore carb doctor, Lisa Wiedemann's party, who's staying with us at the retreat. I love Lisa Wiedemann. I called her the carnivore carb doctor.
When is that?
No, we love you, Dr. Lisa.
We love her.
But she's going to have a party at the house the next day on the 16th. So you guys could come to one dinner. You could come to both. We still have a few tickets. Literally, I think we have about 10 tickets left for the Healing Humanity dinner. So if you guys want to join us, it's about 10 minutes from the convention center that night. Dr. Kiltz is going to be there. Dr. Nelson, all these amazing people are going to be there. Dr. Boz, Kelly Hogan, Steak and Butter Gal, Carnivore Ray, Carnivore JT. Who else we got? We got Miss Meat coming. I saw her on your podcast. Lauren Knight Hughes, my dream girl, Lauren Knight Hughes. We have a whole cast of people coming, so I think it's going to be great. Sean Baker is coming.
Think about this movie, Healing Humanity, as crowd-funded, community funded. It's not funded by any entity that has any more power over any of us. And that's the beauty of this particular movie and Healing Humanity. And we've already promised 100K, and we're matching. It's all matching. So the more we can get other people to donate, the more we'll donate.
Yeah. That's not even, I should have updated this list. That's not even everybody. There's still like another 10 people on top that are coming. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, we have a pretty good group coming. So if you guys can make it to the dinner, the proceeds are going to Healing Humanity. So it's going to a good cause. And I really think like some people don't understand the importance of this. I really think that Healing Humanity is going to be like the launch into making carnivore a lot more mainstream. I think it has the potential for that. And I really want to help them like get on some of these big channels, because we see a lot of these channels out there. Like I'll name a few. I don't know if you guys are really in the podcast world, but there's a lot of huge channels out there like Piers Morgan, Kelly, what's her name? Megan Kelly, Tucker Carlson, all more so people in the right wing sphere are talking about carnivore now. And especially like Joe Rogan, right? We could get these people on their channels to talk about this. We could have some fun interviews, like, getting Piers Morgan could get a vegan on, and then get the boys from Healing Humanity on. And there could be some kind of debate, we could get Michaela Peterson involved. This could be a big mainstream thing where it's on Netflix and everybody watches this, Mm-hmm. People want to know what the hell these crazy carnivores are up to. And I really think that this could propel carnivore into a whole new sphere of popularity and getting people healthier. So I think this could be a really important vehicle. So I think we need to support this as much as possible, and try to throw our net a little bit further out and not just talk to carnivores. I think I really liked the animal documentary, but I think the animal documentary was only marketed towards our base. And we need to think bigger, we need to get way beyond just our base and reach out because I think that the great thing about the Healing Humanity story and the documentary is that they talk about the stories of people, the success stories, and they share people's lives, people that we become connected to. And there's so many amazing healing stories out there of people basically curing or reversing every type of disease you could possibly imagine. They have cured the incurable. I've talked to people with cancer and all sorts of crazy stuff, like all sorts of autoimmune diseases, the worst gut diseases, like everything. Have saved so many lives. And I think when people get connected to those stories, it's really going to motivate people. Not just talk about, not talk about the science or any of that stuff. That's not what motivates people. I think the stories is what motivates people. So anyway, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
It's the documented stories that matter. And that's really it. Well, because ultimately it's the biblical stories that are how we truly live our lives.
That's it. And seeing as how we'll never have a good nutrition study, it's not possible. You can't do experiments on humans. What is the next best level of evidence?
Well, no,
And
it's always stories. It's stories. Science ultimately is the story. Yeah. And it's the better story that always wins. And it's the stories of individuals and communities. And that's what we are doing. And that's what Scott is really pushing and sharing and selflessly getting out there and giving us a shining light to bring all sides. And by the way, vegan, vegetarians, Mediterraneans, pescatarians, everyone's invited, because if you're not eating just animal products, eating animal products will help you heal tremendously, and adding fasting to this. So, I think what I'm learning in this world of carnivore is we're a shining light to bring people together, whether you're a vegetarian, a vegan, a Mediterranean, or a pescatarian.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Building bridges.
I had this journalist reach out to me. I may be using that word a little bit too, being a little bit too generous with that word, but a journalist reached out to me wanting to come to Meatstock, and he's from the New York Times, and he actually helped write that hit piece on carnivore, saying that it's a macho thing, and it's all men just wanting to puff up and show how manly they are and how toxic masculinity. And so he's asking to come to Meatstock. I said, yeah, come. Actually, I would love for you to come, because you know what? You're going to be very surprised. Most people who come to Meatstock are women. I would say it's probably at least 60% are females. And if you come to my retreats, I would say probably even higher than that. I'd say probably 70% of them are females. And if there's men there, it's because the females drag them there. So yeah, I don't, I don't think it's much about ideology in the carnivore space. I think it's a lot more about healing. People are trying to heal from all sorts of horrible diseases, and I think that's, I'm not trying to knock veganism. We're all humans. I have lots of vegan friends. I love them, but I think there could be a lot more ideology involved with other diets than carnivore. I'm not saying that we don't have that.
Well, but that's maybe partly the importance. We don't want to be ideologues.
Yeah, we don't want to be ideologues.
We want to be a shining light that doesn't polarize, but brings people together.
That's
and
it.
I think that's where Dr. Lisa Wiedemann is coming from. And maybe even Zane Griggs is being working to be a little bit of
he's being a bit annoying.
well,
I like
Zane,
but I think he's coming
but
off
that
very
annoying is part of the conversation. Nobody wants to watch, a group of people agreeing on everything. That is boring as heck. I think we're attracted to the fight, the macho world of I used to go to the Olympic Auditorium in Los Angeles to watch Olympic wrestling and boxing, and we love, that's why we love sports. And in essence, this is a little bit, you have a lineup of athletes and famous people going to these meetups, and people want to come and show up to see the fight.
Oh man, I love No Carb Barb. Do you guys see that on the screen right now? Am I seeing this correctly? Yeah. She said, what continues to fuel your passion for the carnivore community? What keeps you going? So I have a little story to tell you. No Carb Barb. You guys got to check out her channel. Sweetest woman in the world. So I was at a retreat last week with Dr. Kiltz in Montreal area. And we had Mary Ruddock, and we had Bella and Lisa Wiedemann there.
Next, Lisa.
And Mary brought all these biohacking gadgets to the retreat. And one of them were these oxygen compression boots. It's almost like blood pressure cuffs around your legs. Like they cut off circulation, and it's really weird feeling. Anyway, so when I came out of those boots, I lost complete feeling in one of my legs. I couldn't feel my foot. It went completely numb. And then I had throbbing pain. It was horrible. I had like pins and needles. My leg was getting hot. I actually thought I had a DVT, which is deep vein thrombosis. And I had to fly out the next day. So I was kind of worried to fly. So I went to the hospital, ended up spending 14 hours in this tiny little hospital. Didn't even have a doctor, spent a fortune. And they found out it was a compressed nerve, but no car bar took me there, waited with me, drove through the night. It was wild. So honestly, sweetest woman in the world. You guys got to check out her channel. But other than spending my last day in the emergency room, I had such a great time again. And I'll tell you, I felt so much better. I was really feeling lousy leading up to that retreat. And again, like the day after I get there, just being with Dr. Kiltz, being with all these amazing people, I just felt better. You know, it's like, how nice would it be? This is what's missing, right? People talk about the blue zones, right? The main thing is with the blue zones is community. It's not the diet, guys. It's not the diet. Now, there are some confounders in there. Like they definitely are, they're definitely more affluent than the general public, living like Loma Linda. These people generally tend to have a little bit more money, less poverty than general population. But these people really foster a community. It's all about community. People in Italy, they talk about the Okinawans. I mean, they're so community based. And this is what's missing. We all kind of just go home. We're just like, we're in this kind of Netflix and, and hang out kind of world that we live in now. And, I'll say one thing after, I'll let you to just 1 second, Dr. Kiltz, but so we had these crazy hurricanes here last year. Dr. Nelson probably remembers that. But we got hit really hard here in St. Petersburg. Like we were on the forefront. We had 2 massive hurricanes. One of them was the worst hurricane we've ever had here. And it was so awesome. It was so awesome because after the hurricane, everybody was outside. Everybody. I never have seen my neighbors. I have a bunch of old cranks living around me. I never see them. They never come out of their houses ever. Not a single one of them on my street. I go for walks every day, 2 or 3 walks a day. I never see my neighbors ever. But everybody was outside. Everybody's helping each other. Everybody's inviting each other over for dinner. The second the electricity comes back on, never saw these people again. That was the end of it. Everyone stopped being friends. I said, how nice was it when the electricity went out? And we're all just hanging out with each other. We're all helping each other. The whole community's out. This is the way people should be living. This is what would absolutely just
block party. Scott block party. Scott block party.
Scott block party.
It's Scott block party. But that's what this is all about, our morning live community. And then we go to these meetups. We go to Hack Your Health. We go to Low Carb San Diego or wherever it's at, Boca. Am I going to Boca in March or something?
I think is it January?
It's in January.
Oh, it's
January.
If you're going to pick one or the other, come to Meat Stock. But if you have the money for it, also come to Boca, right?
No, we go to all of them. It's an investment for everyone because it's investment into our community. That's what the beauty of this is, and what Scott has done is brought so many people together. And he's picking up the phone and just calling and touching base and seeing how you're doing. But that's the beauty of this, and that's why, between Papa Carnivore and Good Enough and Charger Mopar and just again. The infinite people that are connecting around the globe, which now the human brain, when we connect like this, it's as if we're sitting in the same room and hanging out.
Yeah, and that's it. When you invest in community, you're investing in your health, and you're investing in everybody else's health. Because
we don't know why some people get disease and other people don't, but certainly we feel better when we're hanging out with our brothers and sisters. Again, whether you're purely a carnivore or purely a herbivore, everyone is welcome, and everyone in between, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Props to your Okay, well, Carnivore Jerry says, what is the full cost to attend Meat Stock for the top tier full event experience? So if you want the full experience, it's the retreat. That's long sold out. Our VIP tickets have also sold out, but we have convention tickets left. That gets you access to all the speakers, all the amazing exhibitors, mostly handpicked by me. You get to come give Dr. Kiltz a hug. You get to come eat some carnivore bars and hang out with us all and meet all these amazing people. So that is, if you use the code, I think we have a code, don't we, for you, Dr. Kiltz? Maybe Kiltz, Dr. Kiltz.
I don't know,
Yes.
Scott.
Right.
Try Dr. Kiltz or
Alia?
Kiltz, and you will get $50 off. So it's $245 if you use the code. Now you guys have to remember, yeah, is it a little pricey to attend these things? Sure, but it's also super pricey to put them on. You know,
I think $200 is a great price for meeting all those people and hanging out. People spend more than that in a week on their Starbucks.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's it. So I know, like, so, the cool thing about Gatlinburg is like usually hotel prices and stuff are pretty decent there. So you don't have to spend a fortune like getting a hotel. I mean, there's a lot of like nearby hotels are like $100 a night. I'm not saying they're amazing, but
It's an investment into your health and wellness and your beautiful life. I always say money is to invest in life. There's nothing in the bank. It's a mindset anyway. But yeah, just keep investing in life. And again, even the cheapest seats are the best view, in my opinion, because we're just hanging out. Yeah, they're all the events and hanging out. We're all doing it together.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, carnivore, fasting, community. I mean, those are my 3 pillars for healing. And it's well, we never really talked about the fasting component, did we?
No.
Well, I'm coming out.
I asked about it. You just went right past it. You didn't care about me. You didn't care about answering my question. Goodbye. I'm done. I'm done.
Too busy plugging Meat Stock, but I would say, yeah. You jerk. I actually thought he was doing this. No, but I will say, like, so with fasting, it's hard for me, right? Because I get a lot of people accusing me of being anorexic and all that stuff. And because I'm really
perfect.
Well, I'm quite underweight.
You're perfect. You're perfect. You're perfect.
Yeah, but when you're fasting and you're underweight, there's more like stigma that comes with it. I think I get like a lot of people judging me. I've had a lot of comments and stuff. You shouldn't be fasting. You're underweight and blah blah blah. I'm not doing this to lose weight, guys. I'm doing this to like I'm actually doing this for survival. I'm doing this to save my life. Because I have horrible inflammation, and fasting is really the only thing. Fasting and carnivore. Those 2 things together. I'm sorry, but plants equal inflammation. They just do. Like I could literally have 2% of my diet plant foods, and my gut will be inflamed again, just like that, like just overnight. I could have some carrots, I could have some spinach or whatever you're eating, anything with lectins or oxalates, or even the lesser known anti-nutrients like salicylates. Polyphenols, which people say is an antioxidant. That's actually an anti-nutrient too, because it chelates out iron. And my iron stores go down when I start drinking like green tea and stuff like that. So I really think that when we talked about earlier, the only food that doesn't rot your teeth are fat and like our animal foods, pretty much. And that was a great point that Chafee made out. So which animal in the world does well with eating a diet that rots their teeth? Like, I think that's just the perfect point. All these pathogenic overgrow on, like we talked about earlier,
plants.
That's it. They ferment. If you are producing ethanol, I've talked to people in the carnivore community. I might even have it myself. I have auto brewery syndrome.
Well, everyone has it. Because remember the microbes in your gut, I don't care, they're making a little bit of
But
alcohol.
they can't use meat. They have to use carbohydrates.
No, they can ferment. They ferment amino acids and simple sugars, which come from animals and from plants.
Really? I didn't. Oh, really?
100%.
Oh,
Yep,
interesting.
100%.
Okay.
See, sugars, remember, amino acids, think about it. Amino acids are precursors to many sugars.
Right. But there's amino acids in everything. You can't.
Well, that's correct. Every cell, the whole point is, this is why a lean meat diet is harmful for us, because lean meat
But there's
has low
amino
fat.
acids in fat, though.
That's correct, but there's lower, there's a different quantities. Plus, adipose tissue and fat is really a whole different beast, right? Remember, before insulin, fat was the way to treat a diabetic type 1. And so most people, even in the carnivore world, don't eat raw adipose tissue.
So let me ask you, what do you guys like? Let's go around the room for a second. What do you think? Because I really don't know about myself. I think it's kind of individual. Like, I know some people that thrive on 90% fat. I personally don't feel well when I go super high fat. What do you guys?
I don't know anyone
think
that eats 90% fat. Nobody.
Well, what do you guys think is the good ratio of like fat to protein?
I don't know that. I don't think we really know
just
that.
Like an individual thing? You just have to.
Well, yeah. But remember, people eat rendered fat, which is different than raw fat.
Yeah, rendered fat, I think, is really tough for myself included. It could really inflame your stomach, and yeah.
It's not normal, because you've denatured the normal molecules of the cell. I mean, my bet is we all evolved on raw animals and raw plants. Now, which part of the plant did you eat? You weren't a grass eater. You probably ate the ripe fruits from the time to time. And we evolved mostly eating raw fatty meat and organ meats and things like that. But, hunting and killing an animal is not easy. They're not going to just lie down and say, eat me.
Yeah, I think that, like evolutionarily speaking, it makes sense that, there's a lot of, especially in like northern populations. I mean, there were long periods of time where we just ate meat. You're not going to be scavenging for roots and tubers and stuff like that in January in northern population, right? So, but then you have different seasons where, maybe you do have some fruit. I mean, fruit was very different even 100 years ago than it is now, but
yeah. And we were in small migratory tribes, and we migrated with the herds, and then we migrated with the seasons.
Yeah.
And so, the challenge with all of us. What's that?
I was saying, you go through periods feasting and fasting, and seasons where you eat something and seasons where you might eat something else. And, I think
getting fat is critical.
Yeah.
And no animal worries about being fat. We understand the power of the adipocytes, and adipose tissue is the fuel and the building block of the body, not glucose. And just think about how many animals migrate or hibernate and don't eat for long periods of time. And we probably were one of those.
Mm-hmm. Well, the more fat on you, likely the more fasting you could do. The more healing and more repair and autophagy that your body could go through. I knew this guy, Guy Tenenbaum. He had stage 4 prostate cancer. He was on my podcast back in the day, and Anthony Shafee's podcast. Stage 4 prostate cancer went to his bones, and he did a 45-day fast or something like that, 45-day water fast, and then he went straight into a ketogenic diet after that, and his cancer went away. That was it.
Well, think of cancer as simply an inflammatory process and affected by goitrogens. Goitrogens are tumorgens. Sally Norton talks about oxalates, but if you look at all the other glycoproteins, which are antigenic, that come from plants, and our ability to predict who's going to get it is not very good. That's part of our problem.
Yeah, there might be some genetic or bacterial component.
Well,
I think there's
always a genetic component to everything.
Yeah.
Because we're not fish and we're not birds. Genetically, we're land animals. So individually, there's going to be some genetic predispositions, and that's what you're saying. Is that right?
It is, but I think a lot of people confuse or mistake what is bacteria passed down from your parents as genetics. I think a lot of our health issues are even issues that we might have from birth. I would say like autoimmunity is one of them. I think autoimmunity. I would say autism is probably I think there's different factors involved with that, but what makes you susceptible to getting autism, I think, is from the bacterial component passed down from the parents.
Well, that could be, but it's inflammation. And remember, bacteria, yeast, and viruses are highly inflammatory and antigenic.
Yeah.
And remember, they also make alcohol. Right. So we pass it all around and pass it up and down, no doubt about it. But it is, and that's where you go back to the fermentation and the goitrogens and the oxalates and the phytates. And so there is a simple answer to all of this, but we often make it complicated.
Yeah, I think so. I'd say I'd like to get your take. I want to ask you guys about this because I see this as like a massive trend in the community that everybody thinks they're sick because of mold, and there's always something to blame. It's always mold or something else. But I live here in Florida. Okay, I go in people's homes here, and my neighbor next door, she's 80 years old. I go in her home. There is black mold everywhere in there, and she smokes cigarettes. She's been smoking for 60 plus years. She smokes probably 2 packs a day. She lives off of Ensure, and I swear to God, she's healthier than myself and most people I know. She's out there every day doing yard work and everything else. Her mind's still there. What makes her different? What is it about
She's
that?
living life, and she doesn't carry her worry with her. She gives it up. She lives life with faith and community and connection, enjoying the day of life. And this is not a worry world, it's a warrior world. Be the warrior, not the worrier. And as a warrior, you don't worry, you just move forward in life and enjoy it. You create. And that's where I think faith and positivity and mindset are the true masters of it all. My grandmother lived 104, smoked Pall Malls, drank Manhattans, and she just lived life with community.
I think people are too hyper focused on finding the root cause of their illness, and they think that that's going to be the answer for healing and saving themselves. I really believe, and I know this sounds like it might sound a little woo-woo or whatever, but I really believe in purpose, community, spirituality, lifting yourself up,
lifting others up.
Lifting, that's exactly what you lift yourself up through others and vice versa, right? We all are in this together. We all have to live this life together, and I really think that we need each other. We need each other as much as people like to think that, oh, I don't need anyone. We all want to be loved. We all want to be part of community. We might have conditioned ourselves to think that we don't want that, but we all need that stuff, And I think that if you go in these different communities, like Mary was talking at the retreat, Like she went to live with the Maasai. She lived with all these different like ancestral communities, and you know, she says the same thing over and over again. They all have like cuddle puddles, like they all live in like the same room together, and they all love each other. They all know each other. You know, it's weird. Hey, do we have a winner?
Yeah, Cheryl Camp, congratulations. You and one other person is going to Meatstock next year.
You're going to Meatstock. You're going to meet Michaela and Dr. You're going to give Dr. Kiltz a big hug. I got to say, Dr. Kiltz
super cool,
is the least pretentious, nicest person I've ever met in my life. I went to Dr. Kiltz's fertility clinic, and people were coming up to him, like thanking him, hugging him. They were coming from all across the U.S., and he's the nicest guy in the world. Like he just calls people. He'll just call you out of the blue. Hey, just want to check on you. Nicest human being in the world. Everyone loves him, and all of you guys. Like I love the Kiltz My Tribe. Dr. Nelson, the nicest guy, super funny. I don't know if you guys don't know Dr. Nelson well enough by now. Really funny guy. He's quite quiet. Maybe it's because Kiltz and I don't give him a chance to speak. But he's quite quiet. But and Aaliyah too. Aaliyah has like, am I butchering your name again?
Yeah, totally. It's okay.
Alia is the nicest person. Like she's so easygoing, so great to get along with. Honestly, I just love everybody in this community. I mean, you get the odd person here and there, but I really love everybody. And you know, I'm like Dr. Kiltz. I give my phone number out to people, and you know, I just love everything about this community. I love the people. I love that we're all trying to be on the same mission together for better health and try to improve people's health. And I really feel like this is like a really awakened community. You know, we've all kind of left the matrix. We're all on a deeper path of like understanding and trying to educate ourselves, right?
We are the matrix.
We are the matrix.
We are the matrix. Remember, we are the matrix because we are the mindset. The mind is the matrix. Good day, bad day, right day, wrong day, easy day, hard day. It's a mind game. Mindset.
Well, congratulations to Cheryl.
Mind, our good friend Angela Lero, you know, brings the and Mary Ruddick is another mindset master.
Mindset master. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get the mindset right, everything else falls into place, I think. All right, Papa Carnivore, you're a traitor. Go to old Mitch. Old Mitch's channel there.
Carnivore. We love you.
We set him up
Do you
every
have to
day.
be a member of the community to go to Mitch now?
No,
it's still open.
Yes. Thank you for being here, Scott.
Thanks, Scott.
And Cheryl, email Alia with the information so she can give it to Scott.
Yeah, absolutely. Check out Meatstock, guys. Meatstockconvention.com. I'm also going to throw in a quick plug for my electrolyte business coming out that's be launching at Hack Your Health in 10 days called Salter, SALTR. You can find us on Instagram. Follow us on there because we're going to have a lot of new updates. It's going to be like the electrolyte brand out there. Well, Kiltz Health too. We have a booth side by side at Hack Your Health, so I'm going to be right beside you guys at Hack Your Health.
The beauty is there's so many great products, and we're consuming them all. That is the beauty.
I don't have any product to hold out for me.
Where's your and that's the beauty because we're all doing this together, and so that's the beauty. So love it.
I love you guys. Thank you so much for having me on. I hope I kept it somewhat exciting. I tried to make it announcing that I'm now on the sugar diet. I got all my kids' Halloween candy I got to eat over the next few months. Free food. And I will come back and report my sugar diet results. Thank you, Dr. Kiltz, for the inspiration.
All right, everybody. See you later.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.